Forget about what the calendar says. Football season is right around the corner, and that means Best Ball Week at Draftkings isn't far behind. Here's what you need to know. DraftKings Best Ball Millionaire Contest is their biggest fantasy contest ever. We're talking 15 million guaranteed prize pool with that's right, 2 millionaires being crowned for first and second place.
If you're a set it and forget it type, then Best Ball is for you. No waiver wires, no roster management, bigger roster so injuries won't end your season. Only the draft, and that's it. You're set for the season. And $15 million in prize money is no joke. Still not convinced? Check this out. This year, DraftKings is offering everyone a Draft One, Get One special. Your $20 entry fee scores you a bonus ticket.
Get ready for Best Ball Week at DraftKings. Download the DraftKings app and use code Jenkins. That's code Jenkins, Jenkins, for all customers who enter the NFL Best Ball $15 million millionaire contest to get a bonus ticket. Only during Best Ball Week, only on DraftKings. Welcome to Jenkins and Jones on the Volume Podcast Network. It is Friday, August 2nd, and we're live on YouTube, youtube.com/@JenkinsandJones. If you're listening to this on the podcast, you could have been hanging out with us and our special guest, our good friend, Langston Kerman. Langston, thanks for coming on the show.
Yay.
Hey. I'm going to call him a handsome Jenkins. You know what I'm saying?
I was going to say, it's actually just
Funnier,
an AI
smarter,
filter.
Richer,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just an AI filter for a richer, better looking John. That's what we decided.
If you're hoping I'm going to jump in and correct you, I won't. I'm going to ride this.
I don't need you to lie to me. We cool, baby.
As always, well, we appreciate you hopping on. As always, Jenkins Jones, hosted by LaJethero Jenkins, aka John.
What's Aunt Bubba's?
Dragonfly Jonez, aka Tyler.
Hey everybody, have a gun.
I'm Guardy B, aka Mike.
Motherfucking Mike, coming to you live on a Friday.
And we're produced by the lovely and talented Jackson Saffon.
It's changed a little bit since you came on. You know what I mean? We got a little.
I was about to say, I didn't know I needed cool voices and fucking catchphrases, but
we got the white man voices, and then we got Jackson.
Yeah, no, it's cool. You got a whole, you got a whole spread. It's nice.
You feel me?
Langston, you're doing very well for yourself, but I feel like this is my favorite time in people's lives to interview them. You have a Netflix special dropping August 20th called Bad Poetry. It was directed by John Mulaney. This intervening, you just had a kid to this intervening 3 weeks. Is this an interesting, weird time for you, knowing how much that's going to kind of like hit like a meteor, and you'll probably have people annoying you twice as much in public and shit like that?
Your optimism about the results of this warms my heart. I don't know that I believe that that's what's gonna happen. I think, I'm excited about the special drop, and I'm excited to finally have this material out in the world. But man, if it ends up that I'm just able to ride the train in peace again, you'll be wrong and I'll be happy. I'll be okay. That'll be fine.
All that being said, like this was because you posted the announcement, I think, while we were recording, and we were like, oh, Langston's got a special coming out. That's awesome. Oh, it's on Netflix. That's dope. Oh, John Mulaney directed it. Wow. Good for Langston. It was like a ascending level of like, damn, okay, he's got, people pointing guns at other people. Like, you better fucking watch Langston's special.
There's a cool Voltron of information sort of forming in front of you.
Yeah, for sure.
But it was really dope. It's gonna be a good one, and John did a hell of a job directing it and was very generous to lend his talents to it. So I'm excited.
How did that come about? Like,
are you nervous?
Yeah. Go ahead.
About
nerves about it dropping?
Oh yeah, that it gives me fuck tons of anxiety.
Even with John Mulaney behind it, you know what I'm saying? And like speaking about how good it was. Okay.
I think, you guys know this maybe better than most, but like people don't give a shit. Do you know what I mean? Like people really don't care if they don't care. And it's not that like I don't believe in sort of the material and the machine and all the things that make it great, but it's like you still got to make people love and invest. And so yeah, I'm nervous, but I feel confident that we at least did all the right things to get it to where somebody should love it if we can, make the love happen.
Yeah.
That's an interesting angle there because I feel like comedians have to. I feel like you have to be self-deprecating to a point. You have to not take yourself seriously, right, to be a successful comedian. But you just shed a light there that you are kind of concerned with people's perception of you. So I'm interested in how do you balance that with being a comedian?
Oh man, I think my job has to make me not care, but everything that is not the job is an insecure little weirdo. You know what I mean? Like I'm a fragile little person who needs attention and seeks affirmation from strangers. I am weak, but my job, when I have a microphone in my hand, I must present strong and sort of lead with ego. And so I think it's kind of that balance of like, yo, be who you are, but also lie to the world when the time comes. You know what I mean?
Does that change when you get on stage? Like, do you have like a different demeanor? Like
Hell
mentally,
yeah.
Okay.
My dick grows 3 sizes that day every time.
I need to get a camera, nigga. I need to get a microphone. Fuck that.
If you give me a microphone, the confidence I have, the number of murderers I've said sly shit to with a microphone in my hand, who I would never even like make eye contact with out in the streets. I'll say some wild shit to people and have no regret afterwards until that microphone leaves and I'm like, hey, can somebody walk me to my car?
Security.
Hey, y'all gonna help me if they jump me, right? Because I was being silly. I ain't think it was gonna go that far.
Silly Billy comments can't stand after that was when I was being a silly Billy, and now I'm no longer being a silly. I've handed the microphone off.
Yeah, dog. And you see it. I've seen it a bunch of times where like comedians truly think that we're untouchable with the microphone, and then somebody gets on stage and touches you, and you're like, oh,
Chris
okay.
Rock.
Yeah, Chris, great example.
He could have died. I could have killed him.
That was my favorite part of the entire thing. Was just these white people being like, he fucking tried to murder him.
He could have killed him. That was my favorite part too, is that in their defense, in their attempt to like villainize Will Smith and defend Chris Rock, they were just basically calling Chris Rock a bitch.
They were like
embarrassing him.
Right. They're like
that man.
They were like, oh, big bad Will Smith slapping little Chris Rock around. That little frail 88-pound excuse of a man. Pick on someone of your own size, Will. They compared that man to Betty White. They called him a golden girl.
Why would you hit him? He looks like the Men in Black worms. Leave him alone. It's like, hey man, I don't think you're helping as much as you think you are. He got kids. You gotta chill. Calling him a little bitch as much as you are.
But yeah, springboarding off that, I'm interested in where you are because that's always kind of a hot topic. Like, comedians, we should have free reign. We're the last, bastions of a free speech society. Like, where do you stand with all that?
I don't believe that at all. I think that's nonsense. We don't read. Fuck are you talking about? I don't pick up books. Why would I be the last person that you listen to about anything? I think our responsibility is to talk shit, and I think our responsibility is to be aware of the type of shit that people are attracted to hearing and know how to push the edge, you know what I mean, or push that line a little bit. But I don't think people should be valuing us as sort of these prophets. And I think every time a comedian starts to view himself or herself as such, they're ass. They turn bad.
And the jokes and the comedians who make themselves these pariahs, the jokes are always shitty. Like, you are telling Asian jokes from 1943 and using this shit, right? Like,
yeah, it's truly it really is like a winding back of a clock in your head when you start playing that game. So no, I think my responsibility is more to just tell funny stories and like connect inward, really reflect on the person I hope to be or want people to see me as. And if that ends up being hilarious, then that's fucking dope. And if it's not, then burn the tapes. You know what I mean? Don't show that to people.
I have sort of a procedural question about like making a special that maybe is too sort of like inside comedy, but like when something is directed by John Mulaney, like what does that actually what does
the director do?
What in this context, what does the director do?
I think
I'm interested.
I think obviously a director is responsible in the most basic sense of a director is responsible for the shots, right? And really deciding like, how many cameras we need, where the best angles are to be able to make the material that you've built, because all material is different. My special in particular, we did it in this place called the Green Mill in Chicago, which is like this really small room. It fit like 110 people when we packed it out with cameras, super tiny, super intimate. So figuring out the cameras and where they're going to be is massive in that moment. But I think more important for a director in a comedy special is sort of really honing in on like the aesthetic and the language of the special. So you want somebody who's going to figure out a way to really activate what makes you funny and look awesome and cool and powerful in the moments that you need to. And so you just want somebody familiar with like funny to be able to make all of that happen. And it ain't, I'm not going to pretend like it's the hardest directing job out there. You know what I mean? I don't think Scorsese is going to be like, he's kind of the same as me, but I think that I think Mulaney did a phenomenal job, and is, who's funnier than him and who's better to sort of help activate someone else's funny, I think is that dude.
What's the process of getting there? Like, are there like a lot of nerves the day before? How many times are you running that prior to actually shooting? Do you only shoot it once? Do you have one go at this shit? Like when I'm watching specials, I always think that like if this is the only time that he's gonna have a chance to do this shit.
No, and if you like watching specials, this is a fun game. You can start to see how many times they shot the shit. Like if you watch, you can kind of watch and see the edit. The
lighting changes a little bit.
You can check the back of people's heads and shit. It's like always the biggest thing.
There's like weird continuity things, like you'll cut to audiences and they're in different seats than, you know what I mean? Like the person has changed, even though the front row was all black people. Now it's all Mexican dudes. And it's like, what happened there?
Okay.
But usually you do 2 sets. I did 2 sets. I did an early show and a late show. And then we sort of like made an amalgamation of the 2 shows for the edit. So sorry, YouTube, I hate to disappoint you, but it ain't Jay-Z. You know
that's how we record these. That's how we record our podcast. Actually, we run it twice and then we just cut it
Take
together.
The best parts.
Yeah.
Leave some on the cutting room floor, as they say. You know what I mean?
I didn't laugh hard enough at Tyler's joke that time.
Run
it back. Run the last one.
Put it on the B side. So we ain't keeping that part.
I did have a friend ask me if we write the podcast once.
Whoa,
that is a hell of a compliment. Because
just like
fucking way.
Just like it was a compliment, but it was also like my friend who asked questions like that. You know what I mean? Where you're like, think about like what you're asking me.
What did he? I assume it's a dude.
Got a little bit of that Klay Thompson.
Has to be.
Of course, it's a dude.
You got a touch of it. You got a touch of that.
You got a touch of that Klay Thompson.
Just got a little touch. Just a little touch. No, of course it's my friend. Of course it's a dude, and of course it was my first friend that started smoking weed. Of course, yes.
Okay.
Did y'all see?
So it's a tree, it's not the spectrum. Go ahead.
Did y'all see Klay Thompson dancing in Cameroon? By the way, did you see his gorgeous?
No, but I feel like I know what it looks like, and I didn't see it.
Honestly, you know what I mean? I'm gonna say it. He looked better than I thought he would.
Was he hitting that shit?
I think whatever you think Klay Thompson is capable of in dancing, it's a step better. I'm not gonna say he's killing it. He is not, but he's definitely better than you thought he was gonna do.
Did he look like he was counting his steps? Like 5,
100%. Yep.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
And you know he counts good.
Now I do that.
Boom, cat. Boom, cat. 1, 2,
Okay, I have a question for all 3 of you guys. Have you ever been punched so hard in your shit that you have decided that the person who punched you was a superhuman? Has that happened to you?
Whoa.
5th grade.
5th grade.
Whoa.
5, 6, I was 4'8", nigga.
Langston, did you see this Olympic story of the Italian woman who got beat up and then incorrectly said that the person she was fighting was trans, when actually she just was boxing with her chin out and her hands down?
Yeah, what made me so happy with this story is she called a press conference faster than anyone's ever called a press conference. She got punched in the head and she was like, I need the press here immediately. This is a mistake. Something terrible has happened to me and I need ABC, I need whatever the French version of ABC is. They all need to gather because I need to tell somebody.
Bro, she got rocked in her shit and fell to one knee and yelled out, "This is unjust." Who the fuck talks like that? Like, I have never, you say shit, bro. I feel like that she got rocked so hard, it was like an out of body experience. Because I don't think anyone talks about themselves like that, right? Like, you say that when something bad happens to someone
She
else.
was talking to God. She wasn't talking to God. You know what I mean?
Say, this is unjust.
Yeah,
that's screaming to the heavens, dog.
That's
like,
how the villains in anime talk right before they lose. You know what I mean?
That's like some shit a spectator in the crowd during the Abraham Lincoln assassination would have said. She got rocked back to 1865, dog. That's so fucking funny.
She shouldn't be. I'll say this: she shouldn't be allowed to box anymore.
No,
I think if you get beat up in that way and you go, that person, I've never been hit like that. That broke my brain. I can't take it anymore. Then you got to go work at Jiffy Lube. That's it. You're done. You're done boxing,
bro. She said I was never punched that hard before, and I was, bro. Welcome to the Olympics. Like, you are the fuck? Like, you are in the face punching contest in the Olympics, and you got punched in your face Olympically. What?
And I hope that lady that beat her up don't even win. I hope there's somebody out there that's way bigger and badder than the lady that beat her up, just so she understands you ain't supposed to be here.
Trash.
Bro,
she don't belong here. You know,
bro.
what I mean?
She and the boxer who rocked her shit. She's not even that nice. She's like 30-9 with 4 KOs. No punching power. 4 KOs in fucking 39 fights.
No, that's what, like, she didn't even get dunked on by LeBron, bro. You
No.
got dunked on by Drew Holiday and said that's an alien. Like,
Drew Holiday, that's one of his brothers. That's Aaron Holiday.
Oh shit.
Yeah, no, I think she should not be allowed to participate in this sport anymore. And thank God for this moment. Although it got nasty online, everybody, accusing this person of not being a biological woman. And it's like, what game are we playing? You just laugh at the funny thing that happened. Stop making this weird and icky. You know what I mean?
I had to get some information because I went to the boxing gym and that shit, the barbershop. And I was like, all I heard was like, she's ruining people's, Olympic hopes. They worked so hard. Like, they was hella left.
We had a Scooby-Doo moment in the group chat. John sent a text asking a question, and we were all like,
They said they want to talk about it. I'm like, yo, I don't know if we should talk about this, nigga. And then I was like, I said, could you send me what you have speaking on it? And so I was like, let me read this article because I heard in the boxing gym what happened. You feel me? So I read the article. I was like, yo, what the fuck was these niggas on? You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, crazy.
I maybe y'all don't want to have the conversation. I truly don't have an issue with trans people participating in any version of the sports. Like, at the end of the day, it's the Olympics. I've played enough women who are way better than me at basketball to know that, like, being a dude ain't going to be the biggest difference maker in the whole thing. Like, it just isn't going to give me the one up that I think it or wish that it would give me in women's sports. So,
what's weird is like she was assigned a woman at birth. You know what I mean? Like, there's no confusion. All they know is a white woman cried in front of them. You know what I mean?
Who's a police officer?
She's
a cop.
Pardon me?
Oh,
she's a police officer.
So she know to play though. All she gotta do is cry a few tears. You hear me? And they have the entire world.
Wait, hold on. She has one of the like 2 jobs you can have as a woman that does actually require you to fight men.
Whoa.
But
take away her badge. Make her turn it in.
Yes, yeah, bro.
Badge and whatever silly weapon they carry in the country she's from. You know what I mean?
She's from Italy, bro. She was.
They don't have guns. They got like a silly breadstick or whatever the fuck. But like, yeah, make her turn in her breadstick and her badge.
It's a breadstick, but they glaze it a couple times to make it hard.
Oh, they make it hard. They let it sit out for a while. That's a good breadstick. You don't want to get hit with an Italian breadstick.
That was garlic parmesan. You don't want that coming down on you.
I saw someone made a meme this morning that was just her at the press conference, and it just says somebody touching my spaghetti.
I feel like Italians are one of the last ethnic groups that it's totally cool to make fun of.
I
But
hope
all it
we
is just
never
making fun of how
lose.
they talk.
God, I hope we never lose that. What do we have if not the chance to make fun of Italian people in a really antiquated, backwards way?
It's Italian and Irish people. That's what it is. We're the last easy targets. I think we'll never lose it with Italian people because there's too much stupid pride around. Like anytime someone makes an Italian joke, you just see a bunch of Italian people under it, like with their fists clenched and their jaws tight, like
yeah,
we're the last people who like, because we have a sense of humor, so this is okay. That's why we're like we're okay with it.
All they said was "It's a me, Mario." Like you know what I'm saying?
You don't seem the most okay with it, you know.
That's great. I think we got to keep that going. I wish honestly, I wish Black people to some extent were able to still have that kind of fun, but now everything is we got to make everything justice because they're so mean on the other end of it, and I just wish there was fun, man. We got to get back.
I feel like the jokes got to be funny though. You know what I mean?
That's
I feel like lots of times, Black folks get upset because you're using a recycled joke. You know what I mean? Jokes that we've heard for fucking 50 years. You know.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know,
I think what I miss is just the chance to make fun of people's races without ill intent on the back end of it. Like there I thought was a beautiful time in this country where we sort of had a warm intention for the way that we were making fun of each other, and that probably isn't true, but it at least felt that way at a time, and now it feels like everything is malicious, everything is world ending. It's just a sadder time.
It's like Black people will make a joke like, haha, white people sure can't dance. And here come white people like, well, if I was to call you a spear chucking watermelon fried chicken eating motherfucker, I'd be wrong though. It's like, no, how did we get here, dog?
Whoa.
If they were to do that, I might actually laugh though. You know what I'm saying? Half of that funny. They said, "Oh shit, I might laugh at that."
Spear chucker does still make me laugh a little bit, and
moon
that's
cricket,
my
moon
shit.
Cricket go
yeah, moon
me.
cricket.
You call me a moon cricket, I'm a laugh. Okay, moon cricket.
That's one of the hits.
Hard tootin'. That for sure. That motherfucker go hit every time, dude.
It is
no
always
roach and moon cricket, bro. I'm gonna laugh at them every time.
Whenever I run into a friend from high school on the internet, there's always like a funny moment because the high school I went to had 5,000 kids. It was like a third white, a third Black, and a third Hispanic and Asian. And it was a big public school. It was 5,000 people, and any 30 seconds filmed from any lunch day at that high school would ruin the lives of anyone that it was filmed. I mean, it was the funniest place in the world because you had everyone making fun of each other constantly in the middle of like essentially the hood in Long Beach, like at Long Beach Poly. And it was like you said, though, like everyone felt like they belonged at the school. It wasn't like there was any racial bullying of anyone, which in the past they had race riots there in the 60s or whatever. But when we were growing up, that was just like very normal. And now I'll see those people on the internet and we'll both be like, you can't say that to someone else. And then we'll look at each other like, but I know what you said.
Do they still have that at schools? Like,
for sure. In Long Beach, in Long Beach for sure.
My heart, you know what I mean?
But that's why they don't let them take their phones out.
We just gotta.
Good for them.
We gotta get back to lunch table, just chicanery. You know what I mean? Instead of the violence that exists out on the internet.
I feel like when we talk about folks color, like, we call you a white boy, that's love, nigga. White boy, we fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we start doing that, it's cool. Like, I know, I'm not going to say the actual word, but I know a group of homies. I probably shouldn't say this, but
I thought you were going to say honkies.
No. Honkies, I can say that. But I got some homies that are in our friend group that are Chinese. You know what I'm saying? In my parents' friend group. And their names are big CHINK and little CHINK, and it's love. You know what I mean? Like
they call themselves that.
They are known as that. They answer to that. They answer to that. Like I'm big and little. They answer that. It's just it's love. Like it's like
look at Jackson right now.
They be. I'm sorry, Jackson. I'm sorry.
Jackson's trying to transition.
They play golf. They know each other's families. You know what I'm saying? Like they say it out of love. Like that's a particular time period. Obviously, it's a generation before us. You know what I mean?
But
like,
that's
yeah,
also the
like,
beauty of the Midwest is, and I hail from the Midwest, but the
Sure.
Midwest is 10 years behind culturally everything else in a beautiful way where we can just do some shit that everybody else has decided is a mistake now. You can't say that, but not in St. Louis, I bet you can.
Bro, in St. Louis, they just stopped calling Chinese food Chinaman. I'm gonna go get some Chinaman. Like that's and if you go to the hood, they still talk about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And in college, we went to college, so we would tell the homies like, you can't call him. Like, what the fuck? What that you learned in school, nigga? Like, you know what I'm saying? But
right.
yeah, G, it's just like it's no ill intent behind it. It's just, you know what I mean? So.
But I think that's why we said on this show the greatest moment of like a racial experience X-ray was when Luka got called a bitch ass white boy. And you could immediately tell anyone who actually grew up around people other than white people knew, well, that's not something to be upset about.
Period. That's
the nicest thing. That's the greatest compliment I've ever received in my life.
He was probably happy he heard that shit. You feel me? A nigga that say goddamn the way he say goddamn, he knew that was like, hey, you a cold motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
He said it because that bitch ass white boy was busting his ass.
You know, like, yeah, exactly. You feel me?
Yeah.
He earned bitch ass white boy. He had to earn that. You know what I mean?
He called him a bitch ass white boy because he couldn't call him a bitch ass nigga, basically. Right? like people try to act like it was an exclusionary act, but it was an inclusive act. It was an act. It was an act that recognized diversity. You know.
Welcome home, young man. You belong in this league.
That was a DEI insult. It was about including all of us. Yeah.
I fucking love that. All right. Well, that's the end of the shit that I had to like prepare to talk about. So what do y'all want to talk about?
Yeah, let's just talk some shit. I was watching competitive. I didn't know this existed. I was watching competitive trampoline.
Yes.
For the jumping for the Olympics, and that's fucking nuts.
How old are the people doing it? Like 20?
Like 20. They're gymnast age, you know what I mean? But they're like, they'll bounce like a bunch and get like 40 feet in the air and then just start doing like insane flips and then come down and do more like it's nuts. I've never seen anything like it, and I didn't even know it existed. And we're wasting our time looking at fucking curling. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? Focus on this.
I think that trampoline is the best because every time I'm watching it, and you're right, they're incredible athletes, but I just imagine like LeBron James at like 12 years old, just getting up 10,000 shots a day. Like, I have to make it.
Yeah.
I got to do it. And then somewhere else in the same country at the same time, someone was bouncing on a trampoline. Like, this is the path to glory. I can fucking do it.
Trampoline.
Yeah. I just don't even know how you discover that for yourself. You know what I mean?
Badminton crazy too. Handball fire too. And bro, I remember in college, they had national team handball tryouts at my school, bro, in the gym. Like a nigga could just walk out of fucking biology and try out for the national handball team.
Whoa.
I actually thought about it because I got a little arm on me, but I was like, nigga, come on, man. This ain't you gotta dedicate your life to this shit. You know what I mean? You know,
do you know anybody who went and tried out? Do you know anybody who
I know I mean, this was 20 years ago, but there were a couple people that went to the little tryout and shit. But I wasn't one of them.
Is this a good time to say that is one of like 2 sports that the U.S. has never medaled in?
Oh, really?
That's why they were holding open tryouts. They were like, they did what America always does. They said, we need black people immediately. Like, do tryouts in St. Louis.
Everybody that tried out was black too. Everybody that.
I bet the Dominican Republic is killing. I bet they're fucking destroying that sport.
Hey, go back to the trampoline shit though. Kevin Durant posed a question that I have not been able to stop thinking about since I saw that shit, where he said he legitimately thinks if you throw Simone Biles a lob, she could dunk.
Huh?
Where do y'all stand on that? Because I'm bro,
she's just too short, dog.
No, the science says that her head has reached 12 feet on some of those fucking.
But she's vaulting. She's going off an object and spinning around too.
Aren't there's like so in the floor exercise, there's like some
it's springy.
It's bouncy, right? Springy, right? You feel me?
She's 4 foot, she's 4'8", and if she could jump 5 feet vertically, she would have done that on camera and been
And broken a
probably
world
locked
record
up.
for
Probably
sure.
been locked up for
Here's
being an
what I'll
alien.
say is
They would
I
have
think
had her
she
in
can,
X-Men.
I think if they can time it right and she can
Yes.
backflip into it, she could dunk. You know
Which
what I
would
mean?
be
Like
the sickest shit ever.
if she
But
could
Right.
do
you have to,
like
Not just a standing
6
jump.
cartwheels, do a
Yeah.
backflip, catch it in the air, she could dunk it. And I do believe she has the skill to figure that out.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think that she can just like run and catch it like hanging with Kevin Durant. You know what I mean?
If she were to do that, would that be more impressive than what she's actually done already? I kind of feel like, dude, she's amazing.
if you're
If she were to do
throwing-
that,
if you're throwing
I'd
a
be like-
dunk on top of all the shit that she's done, how is it not? You know?
Yeah, I think if she can do that, I'm done watching the NBA and I'm just gonna watch her now.
Yeah. I'm trying to
When it's
picture
your
her
turn,
floor
you feel me?
routine
Tap in.
where
Right,
you'd
right.
throw the basketball. That would be that would be the most impressive thing a person has ever done.
I got in this
dude conversation.
I got
How
in
do we
this
get
argument with
basketball
my
involved in women's gymnastics. That is
I got in this
insane.
argument with my wife yesterday, maybe 2 days ago, about Simone Biles because she is 4'8", and this is a bit controversial, but I think that we got to start qualifying her as a dwarf. I think it's pretty messed up that that we're taking her off of category of dwarf because she could be a real champion for like the future of dwarfs and what they're capable of. She's the greatest athlete possibly of all time, and she's a dwarf. She's under 4'10", which is the cutoff.
Oh, really?
It's the cutoff. And I'm sure there's some other biological qualifications that I'm discounting, but that's not my fucking business. That's a dwarf, and she should be their champion. And we got to celebrate that and stop taking their heroes away from them.
Your wife disagree with you?
Yeah.
Of course she did.
Fucking sucker. Yeah. Because she's caught in big, you know what I mean? The scam. She's reading into all the bullshit. But
she's been suckered in by big normal sized person. Yeah.
That's a little person. Let her thrive and let them thrive as a result of it. Anyway, that's my big rant.
I was trying not to laugh too because I'm like, nigga, don't take me with you, brother. Controversial for sure.
She got all the fixings for a little bit.
All the fixings.
The chat said big height.
Yeah,
Again.
see? That's big height trying to trick us. That athletes can only be 6'8", whatever. No, they can be 4'8".
But she is
What are
the
the
greatest,
fixes,
smallest
though?
athlete of all time ever.
Hold
If
on.
you really think about it, right?
Bro. What are the fixings? What are the fixings?
Okay, you want me to say? You want me to say what the fixings are? First of all, big old booty. They always got a big old booty. Under 4'10", big old butt. That's the first pieces you see. They're often very muscly. There's a muscular vibe to them that's a little different than us longer people, you know. She got all the fixings.
She got the fixings. All the ingredients that go into it.
I want her to be the champion she deserves to be, is my point. I want them to have their LeBron James, and I think it's unfair.
You want me to do it? I'll do it. I'll tell you the
Come on.
fixings.
I googled some Simone Biles dwarf, and there's legitimately a Reddit thread that says Simone Biles is legally a dwarf. 4'10" is the cutoff. She's 5'8". Why isn't the media covering this hot button issue?
Hey,
Author L. Kerman.
send him the thread so he can show his wife, because that'll be the one conversation. That's one conversation he probably won.
Nothing
You know what
wins
I mean?
an argument with your wife like a Reddit
Like
thread.
a Reddit thread.
Yeah. They
Come
love
on.
that. Yeah.
I heard this
have
was
the
in. I
scholarly
heard this was in the
journal.
special, and
This
John
is in
Mulaney
a
said.
fucking Reddit
John
thread.
Mulaney said no to this one.
Mulaney made you cut the Simone
but-
Biles dwarf joke.
But he's 6 feet.
The
He's
dwarf material.
Broken. You know what I mean? He's falling for
Right.
it too.
Big height.
Right.
Damn.
Height
He's
is
in the
always
pockets. A big height.
at the bottom. Shit.
Yeah, nobody that small, and we've never seen somebody that small be this exceptional. We got to celebrate that.
Did y'all see the shooter from, I don't even know what country he's from, but the John Wick dude, who all the professional shooters in the Olympics, they have like 7 lenses and all this stuff. And then there was some dude from some European country who just rolled up
Turkey.
and was
Pulled up butt naked. Yeah,
and got a silver medal.
Crazy.
He said, I think there was a quote that they asked him why he didn't have all the equipment, and he said, "I'm just a natural shooter."
He said, I'm a real shooter.
Yeah. It's like, damn, you really killed people, huh?
Yeah, that's some Jason Bourne talk. Like, where did they find this motherfucker?
That was one of those Olympic stories that went from funny to not funny, because that was all the features were like, yeah, he was like a highly decorated soldier in the Turkish army. It was like, yeah, I guess so.
He's doing the thing where he's killed a bunch of people, on the Olympic stage, basically.
Yeah. What else do you want him to do?
This is probably the best thing he could do in retirement.
Get that man off the streets. Get a cool teacher to turn their chair around and talk him into getting off the streets and into professional shooting.
It's basically real life Hancock, where they were like, "Stop using your powers for destruction. Like, focus on something good."
Go win a silver medal for the deli meat of Turkey. I think shooting is a weird Olympic sport, though. I do like it is like archery and shooting just being like, can you hit the target as well as possible in 2024 seems like a weirdly specific and somewhat antiquated. Like, that's not how we use guns anymore. They just sell you a bazooka now. You know what I mean? Like, and no one's using the bow and arrow either. So I don't know. That seems antiquated to me. We don't use, like, I guess we do. Actually, all the shit's antiquated because we do horse riding and everything too.
I was about to say shot put, javelin, like none of these things. Yeah, spear chucking. We don't.
We need the social media. Like, we need the take Olympics. Like, who can come up with the like Simone Biles being a dwarf should win you a gold medal for how human beings actually operate now. You know what I mean?
If I'm hearing you correctly, we need Olympic sports that are applicable to today's actual like lifestyle, not just
like how do hunter-gatherers operate now? You go make up a bunch of bullshit. Like Stephen A. Smith deserves to be a 4-time gold medalist for the like level of bullshit. For the what was the podcast title he had that was Another Senseless Shooting? Does Jason Tatum have aura? That was the title of the podcast.
Yo, he don't give a fuck, huh? That's pretty cool.
He gonna talk about every motherfucking thing. He don't give a fuck.
I love that. I love when there's like a class of people in this country that have truly just shed all humanity and are just, they're like, I am a business. I don't care about nothing or nobody. And Stephen A. Smith is like the perfect Stephen A., fucking Steve Harvey. Like, there's a group of like people who just truly don't feel nothing. And it's impressive.
They've really turned their brain into input-output machines. That's just
like I'll just say whatever I need to say. It don't matter.
Darren Ravel syndrome out this motherfucker.
Yeah.
that dude, someone said some shit to him about how he spoke on some shit concerning black people, and someone said, "Bro, you're not black." He said, "Okay, well, I own a letter that Martin Luther King wrote that I bought at an auction," and he showed that shit. Like, he's got the exact syndrome that Lex is just describing.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. What do you said a fact, and now I'll say a fact. Anyway, next.
He did try to say he was an authority on on black culture because of his collection of Martin Luther King Jr. memorabilia, which was I thought a really
very white thing. That's a very white thing.
I know a lot of stupid white people, but that is a real specific brain, bro. I don't know. More than a touch of the tism.
That ain't hard to collect. Black people ain't trying to collect that. You know what I mean? That's not even our thing. You give me a bunch of those old Busta Rhymes chains. Now that's a collection. That's a black ass collection. These used to fit his little neck. Now they fit his big neck. That's a collection. Give a fuck about Martin Luther King letters.
Those shits are online.
Yeah, they're
Google,
available.
dog. That's it.
I am sad. I wish I wasn't sad. I get it. Give me some Busta Rhymes chains.
You own the big ass shoe from the Ludacris video.
Come on.
Like you want to impress black people.
You know, that's the right shoe. Luda still got the left shoe, but I got the right shoe.
Oh shit.
I'm trying to imagine if Darren Ravel's response to "Why are you speaking about black issues" was just to post a picture of him with a dog pound chain. You know what I mean? That would actually have fucked me up pretty good.
I bet you stopped retorting quite as quickly. I bet you got to go to your notes app to piece some thoughts together after that.
Damn, I did not know you were down with the dog pound gang.
Damn.
Serve my cane, Darren. I'm sorry.
Damn, is that Lil Chris's Rockefeller necklace? Okay.
You got a Joel Santana American flag do-rag. Hold up. Let me take a step back here.
Game worn.
Oh shit. Oh.
God damn. All right. Well, Jackson, you got anything from the chat?
It was just a lot of
Dwarf commentary.
Let Langston cook during the Simone Biles.
The chat didn't turn on me. That's beautiful.
I will say this: she got a big booty. I will just say that she got a big ass booty. I would just say that like while showering. You know, I'll be working out and be like, "Well, she got a big ass booty," and just start laughing. That is going to be imprinted into my mind, G.
All them cartwheels and kept that big butt. Some biological's happening there. That's my point.
You want to fix it? I'll give you the fix it.
It's a little spicy over here, but I'll give you the fix it.
But I'll give you the fix it. Nigga, oh my God.
I'm imagining journalistically the bravery it would take to be the first person to just decide that's the storyline. To just like on the cover of the New York Times today. First dwarf 4-time gold medalist.
And it's the only part of Donald Trump's thing that I agree with. There's a lot of fake journalists, there's a lot of fake news. And they won't say the truth, which is that this person should be celebrated in a different community than she currently is being acknowledged to be in.
But like, what if NBC, like, what if during her floor routine yesterday, the producers in the truck are just furious with each other, like, we have to do it. Like, you have tell her to ask Simone about being the first dwarf Olympian. Like, and then she's just completely surprised. She's like, I've achieved my life goals. I've got my goat diamond necklace on. They're like, what does it mean to you to represent the dwarf community?
It's also funny because this is her redemption like tour. She's like redeemed. She's like back. She's proving she is the greatest. And then somebody just throws that Hail Mary in there. Oh man, they'd be the funniest journalists of all time. Truly the best.
I need her to still be competing in LA 2028. I'll carry the Jenkins and Jones banner into the gymnastics floor and I'll ask the real questions.
Right, I was about to say 5'6"
if she does in fact compete in 2028, I am going to make it my life's mission to make it so that somebody asks her that question. I don't know that it will be me, Mike. I'm happy to use whatever power I can to empower you. Yeah. But somebody needs to ask her the real questions.
She's gotten away with it for too long.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
We're taking down
Big Height.
We're taking him down. We're taking him down.
Oh shit.
All right. Well, I think that's all the time we got today. Langston, thank you so much for joining us. Like I said, August 20th on Netflix, Bad Poetry. Langston special is dropping on Netflix. We might have to do a show watch party. We might have to watch that and hop on right after.
House of Dragons me out. The show will be
Yeah.
over. Y'all ain't got nothing else cooking.
We'll do a YouTube.
Oh, after the Olympics for sure. Yeah.
We'll do a YouTube thumbnail. I'll tell you exactly what it'll look like. You'll be in the middle holding a microphone like this. And then on either side of you will be John and Tyler going.
The blueprint.
I love it. All right, Langston, thanks for hopping on with us. We appreciate
This
you.
was fun, guys.
All right.
Appreciate you, man. Physical pain, bro.